Hello and happy Wellness Wednesday. I'm Dr. Andrea Shanowski from Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health in Peoria, Illinois. Today's video, we are going to talk about the 4 things that you can do to reduce your pain naturally. So a lot of times when we look at pain relievers and pain in our bodies, a lot of times that pain can actually cause over time chronic issues with hormone imbalance and actually cause chronic issues with inflammation that can lead to a lot of other health problems. So I'm going to talk about the 4 things that I recommend for everybody to make sure that your body is healthy and also trying to reduce pain levels so that they're not sticking around and causing damage long term. So the number one reason is that, or the number one thing we can do is we want to make sure we're stretching daily and making sure we keep our joints moving with chiropractic care. So when your muscles are working, they actually help your joints move, and they also keep your cartilage spaces in between your bones separated so that they stay open, healthy, and also nice and hydrated. If your muscles tend to be tight in one area, what can happen is that can increase pressure on the joint and on the discs and on the ligaments, and that can cause those discs to dehydrate. It can cause the ligaments to actually contract and become shorter and more brittle, which means they're going to be more easy to injure. Another thing too is when we have that increased pressure on our joints, that can lead to premature arthritis and even cartilage breakdowns. You can start losing cartilage from that too. I usually recommend starting and ending your day with stretches everywhere from your head down to your toes to make sure that you are keeping everything moving very well and keeping everything loose. Typically for chiropractic care, I recommend patients coming in at least once every 4 to 8 weeks to see if they need an adjustment. I have some patients that get adjusted 3 times a year, and I have some patients that, depending on their activity levels, may need it more often than that. But we want to make sure our joints are moving and staying mobile so that we don't get that breakdown. The number 2 thing that you can do to help to reduce pain levels is taking a high-quality multivitamin. You may not realize this, but many multivitamins on the market use poor quality and sources ingredients. So that means that they're going to use the cheapest ingredient possible to give you that source of, say, vitamin A. And when you do that, your body's not really going to get the most out of that. It may not absorb it well. Another thing I've seen is a lot of companies use tablets for multivitamins. They have a hard-pressed tablet with all the nutrients pressed down as small as possible and coated in a shellac. That shellac is actually, for many people, very hard to break down. So a lot of times you may be taking a multivitamin every day, but if your body is, number one, can't break it down or can't absorb the nutrients, you're literally wasting your money and flushing it down the toilet. So it's really important that you get a good quality multivitamin, because if you have certain nutrient deficiencies, that can actually cause nerves to be more sensitive to pain and actually have them firing more often due to that deficiency. So a lot of times people that have fibromyalgia or people that have nerve issues or nerve disorders may notice that certain supplements help to reduce those symptoms and help their nerves become less sensitive. Couple factors that I find is typically you want to make sure you're using a company that's using good sourcing. So one of the things I always like to do is say you want to turn that label around and look at the nutrition facts to see, do they actually tell you that vitamin A, those vitamins, where are they coming from? So for example, vitamin A, if you actually look at it, beta carotene is one that's used most commonly in supplements. If they're only using beta carotene and not a mixed carotenoid, that means that you are only getting the cheapest form of vitamin A available. And if you're not absorbing much of it, you're not really going to get much out of that. Another one that's really important to look at is also vitamin C sourcing. So vitamin C for many companies is formed from ascorbic acid, and that's actually in most cases synthetic. It's formed in a lab. It's actually taken from corn, so in some cases it can actually be inflammatory as well. So that's another one you've got to make sure that you are getting a good quality vitamin C. Typically, I'm going to recommend that you get an ascorbate form of that, so either like a magnesium ascorbate or something like that. The other thing too is when you're looking at a vitamin C, a buffered form of vitamin C is going to be a little bit better than one that's made in a lab. That's going to help it to absorb better. It's going to help it not to upset your stomach. Another one that's really important is B vitamins. So if you or someone in your family has a gene mutation like the MTHFR gene mutation, that actually has a methylation deficiency. So that means that your body is not able to methylate the B vitamins and absorb and use them properly. So a lot of times people with gene mutations have B vitamin deficiencies. So if you have anemia, if you have a B vitamin deficiency, and you might not be taking the right thing. So one of the things I find is, want to make sure that your B vitamins, especially your folic acid, is not coming from folic acid, but coming from a folate source, which is a better source. Sometimes I've even found that some people do better with a methylated folate or a methylated B complex vitamin so that their body's absorbing everything that they need. So if you have more questions about that, definitely give our office a call. We can sit down with you. We can even look at the supplements you're already taking and give you some advice, or hey, this isn't the best source, let's switch it up for something different. Number 3 thing that you can do is taking magnesium every single day. Magnesium is one of the most overlooked nutrients that I see deficiencies in. I would say about 70% of the patients coming to my office have a magnesium deficiency. Magnesium is used in 300 different enzyme reactions, so it's used all over your body in everything from digestion to hormone balance to blood sugar balance to actual bone density, as well as muscle. So a lot of times when people are complaining of cramping or spasming in their body, it's usually due to magnesium deficiency. If you're having issues later at night, especially with like restless leg syndrome or with cramping or tension in your legs later at night, that may actually be due to magnesium deficiency, because your body's going to utilize it throughout the day. And if you run out at the end of the day, that's when you're going to have problems. So magnesium is one that is very important. I usually say that your body is going to need at least 350 milligrams just to function. But if you are under stress, if you are working out and losing your electrolytes through your skin, if you are taking medications that deplete that, if you are even having other health issues that could be causing issues where your body's using that magnesium faster, you may need more. I have some patients that take 200 milligrams a day, and I have some that take 1,000 milligrams of magnesium a day. The good thing about magnesium is it's water soluble, so we can figure out for your body specifically how much you need and are actually absorbing, so you're not wasting money. So that's one that we carry in the office. Triple Mag is one of the best sources out there I've found. For people that have sensitive stomachs, if they've tried magnesium oxide, that's really like, again, one of those low quality sources. So that's kind of worthless, but magnesium citrate and glycinate are my favorite. Magnesium citrate is a faster absorbing form of magnesium. Magnesium glycinate is more slow absorbing. If you do have digestive issues or diarrhea, that glycinate form might be easier for you. Or if you have a sensitive stomach, that glycinate might be easier. Our triple mag actually has a salt version as well as the citrate and the glycinate. So you have the best of everything. So we can actually rehydrate your body, replace electrolytes, and also support a number of different body systems with that. And the number 4, our last thing for today, is if you are dealing with high levels of inflammation or swelling, or you're dealing with allergies, you need a natural anti-inflammatory. I mentioned last week in our video, we talked a little bit more about quercetin and how that can be helpful for that, but that powerhouse is a flavonoid. So it's found in citrus fruits, it's found in apples, it's found in onions, it's also found in over-the-counter supplements that we carry here in our office, but it stops inflammation products from ever happening in your body. So it's going to actually prevent inflammation. And if you already have inflammation, it's going to reduce those products down without really causing a lot of side effects or not working like a lot of those over-the-counter products sometimes do when it comes to anti-inflammatories. It's been linked with anti-diabetic effects, antimicrobial effects. So that means it's going to help lower blood sugar. It's going to protect against viruses and bacteria. It's also been found to help with Alzheimer's. So by reducing inflammation in the body, that can help the brain to function a little bit better and get better oxygen flow. It's found to be anti-arthritic, so that means it helps with arthritis pain because it's reducing that inflammation in the joint. It's also been found and linked with cardioprotective effects. It actually reduces your LDL cholesterol and your blood pressure to prevent against any type of heart disease or stroke or anything like that. In addition, it's been also linked with wound healing, and also we've now found in some of the research that it actually has anti-cancer protective effects. So it actually is effective at reducing cancer of a certain cell line. So pretty interesting that we've got those things in the office. But like I said, 4 things. Number 1, make sure you're stretching and keeping your joints moving with chiropractic care. If you don't have a chiropractor, give our office a call. We can get you in usually in the same week, maybe even the same day, depending on your schedule and your availability. We are here on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays until 6 o'clock. We're also here 2 Saturdays a month, so we make it pretty easy to get in to get the care that you need. Make sure you're taking a high-quality multivitamin and a magnesium, and if you need help with inflammation, quercetin can be a great thing for you. So thanks for tuning in to Wellness Wednesday. We'll see you next week. Live at 5 is what we go every Wellness Wednesday. Thanks for tuning in to Freedom Chiropractic and Holistic Health. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring that little bell so we'll let you know about some new videos coming out. Every Wellness Wednesday, we go live at 5.